Welcome back to the friendly confines of Phil Welch Stadium here in beautiful St. Joseph, Missouri. Today we have an exhibition game between the U.S. War Dogs and your St. Joseph Mustangs. On the mound, Trevor McCullum, as there's a first pitch strike from the usual center fielder.
Yeah, McCullum on the mound today. We thought we'd show you guys. Yet to pitch this year for the Mustangs. Didn't pitch in college either, but McCullum has a cannon out there in center field, so he's clearly able to bring it from the mound.
Here's a 1-1 to Ruger Beck. Takes that one in there for a strike. Another interesting lineup change is going to be Jace Johnson behind the dish. But this is a much more fun, for a good cause kind of game. So Mustangs having a little bit of fun out there as well with the defensive lineups.
Johnson caught in high school. Hasn't done much of it in college, but definitely able to work back there behind the plate. We saw him do it last home game. When did he get back there?
That one's grounded up the middle. Truman Bodenhausen going to his right. Stumbles a bit. Throw to Glick at first. And he's safe.
Beat it out. Just speed right there from the War Dogs. Digs that one out.
That's Ruger Beck reaching on an infield single. That's going to bring up Blake Butler, the center fielder. Charlie, can you tell me more about the U.S. War Dogs?
Well, the War Dogs are an organization that has many teams across the entire country of the United States. They have teams located in Norfolk, Nebraska, Phoenix, Arizona, Denver, Colorado. This team is from South Jersey, so they've made the hike, and this is a big game for them. But they're a team that honor.
This one grounded to Truman Bodenhausen. Going to go over to Carson Schmidt for one. Going to be a close play at first, but legging it out is Blake Butler, the center fielder.
But it's a team compiled of mostly U.S. veterans, along with some other players who have ties into the military. So just great people who have done great things for our country.
We had a ceremony to honor our fallen soldiers before the game. A very, very special rendition of the national anthem. It's been a very nice evening so far here at Phil Welch. First pitch to Brian Witt. Breaking ball from Trevor McCullum. So the guy who's primarily an outfielder by trade showing off some secondary pitches.
McCullum looks pretty natural out there on the plate. That's another breaking ball right there.
Well, one, you have a game like this, a lot less tense, and two, you've never really thrown on the mound in a while, so how does that affect you as a, let's say, a thrower, not even a pitcher?
Well, when you're a position player, you go out there stress-free.
There's a great breaking ball. Sets down Brian Witt, the first baseman. Digging up now is R.J. Vaughn. R.J. Vaughn has a pretty nice story as well, Charlie. Finish your point on pitching, and then tell us more about R.J. Vaughn.
Well, again, pitching as a position player, you get on the mound, it's pretty easy. You don't go in there with a heavy mind. When you're hitting as a hitter, you're thinking a lot. You're trying to do everything right. But when you pitch, if you're not a pitcher, you're just up there throwing. And you made a good point by calling him a thrower. He's kind of up there stress-free, just throwing the ball in there, not thinking too much about it. And that's kind of sometimes the best way to do it. It keeps it light, and it's why he's dominating right now. Looks pretty good out there on the mound for the Mustangs.
0-1 to Vaughn. Jace Johnson showing a little bit of prowess behind the plate. Nice block, dropped to his knees, kept it in front. But R.J. Vaughn,
R.J. Vaughn, one of the younger players on the War Dogs. He's been playing with them for about a year and a half. He served in the Navy for this War Dogs team, along with many of his other teammates. A lot of Navy veterans in this War Dogs lineup.
And that's a very special tribute. Thank you to everyone who has served or currently serving. It's an honor, and thank you for defending our homeland. Be a 1-2 now to R.J. Vaughn. Trevor McCullum, high socks and stirrups tonight. This one fouled off. At the same time, Charlie, it is much more of a charity game, but some of these War Dogs guys have some pretty good swings so far.
Oh, I mean, everyone here on this War Dogs team, it's not just, I mean, obviously they're having fun, but these guys are trying to win. They're a team of people who have played a lot of baseball in their life, and they're out here trying to pull off the upset versus the Mustangs tonight.
Yeah, and it's one of those rare times many fans might be rooting against the Mustangs here. Although it's not going to help there. Blake Butler thrown out at second trying to steal. So Jace Johnson with his first caught stealing as a catcher all season. It'll be 1-0. 0-0. We head to the bottom of the first. Don't go anywhere. Phil Welch Stadium. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. Tyler Mundo alongside Charlie Marshall leading off for your Mustangs. Carson Schmidt, and he's on the mound against someone who you might recognize. It's Ben Bowman, our intern. He had an appearance with the Mustangs alumni team and threw a scoreless inning, and now he's tasked with facing a Mustangs lineup.
Well, he's been watching the Mustangs hitters produce all year, so he might have a bit of an advantage on knowing the Mustangs hitters. It'll be interesting to see what Bowman does.
Yeah, so in ground to the third baseman, Kobe Casas. One shuffle, and Carson Schmidt is retired. So Ben Bowman has faced 4 batters here this season and has been perfect.
Yeah, he's no slouch. He goes to Benedictine. He's going to be entering his senior year there. Benedictine at college, not too far from here. He'll be one of the top arms at that NAIA school next year.
Yeah, he sits in the 80s. Good little hard slider and a changeup. And Ben Bowman on this team not only to help out with the arms, but also had some service in his family, Charlie.
Yeah, Bowman was kind of called upon when the War Dogs were looking for some arms. Kind of 2 birds with 1 stone, helping out the War Dogs, getting himself some innings.
And his parents served as well, correct?
Yes. His dad's still serving.
1-1 count to Frank Gall. Going to be a 2-1 count now. Gall still has not reached the sample size and to qualify for a lot of offensive statistics. That one's foul by about a foot. But Gall, as you could see with his stats, playing some very good baseball here, Charlie.
I mean, he's produced all year. It's just a matter of if he's going to play. He's been in and out of the lineup for really unknown reasons, just a star-studded, team with the Mustangs.
Good pitch downstairs.
But Gall's been playing more and more as he stays consistent with his stats.
And he's a guy down the road. We're entering playoff time, and we'll talk more about the standings later, but the Mustangs have officially clinched a first-round bye. It's going to be a question whether they are the 1 or 2 seed, depending on Clarinda. But if they win out, and honestly they could drop a couple of games, they will be the 1 seed.
Gall's swings off Bowman right now. Don't look. He's not too comfortable in the plate right now. These swings, they're foul balls, so he's staying alive, but they just look a little awkward.
2-2 to Frank Gall. This one popped up sky high. Might have trouble with his son, R.J. Vaughn, calling for it. And he'll make the play. Ben Bowman 2 up, 2 down here to start the bottom half of the first. So we bring up Noah Bodenhausen, the left fielder, and who's been a staple in this Mustangs lineup all year.
Yeah, Bowman's looked good so far, but this is where the real test starts. As Bodenhausen's been one of the hotter hitters in the entire league in the last week and a half.
His average at one point was around the 250, 260 mark and has crept it all the way up to 316. Multiple multi-hit games in the last week for Noah Bodenhausen.
Yeah, and this late into the season, when you're playing 50 games like these Mustangs are, it can be tough to reach your average that much. It kind of showed you he has to be some kind of hot in order to do that.
That one fouled off his knee. Going to have to walk that off. Never a good sight to see someone in some pain, especially in a game like this, very laid-back atmosphere. But he takes that one. Foul ball happens to everyone. Should be okay as he walks it off. Doesn't seem to be in any extra pain than getting hit with a foul ball. Trainer going to have a talk with him. Catcher going to go talk to Ben Bowman. That's Ruger Beck behind the plate.
Yeah, Bodenhausen's kind of going through it over there as he hears a walk it off from the stands. These can be a lot more painful than they look. A lot of the times, if you hit it right, you can really injure yourself. But the bone bruise, you hope it'd be nothing more than that. But he looks like he's going to be all right.
So Ben Bowman, the intern, injuring one of our players. Ben's a great guy, though. Good pitcher as well. 1-1 count to Noah Bodenhausen after the delay. Here's the 1-1. Good slider. Gets Bodenhausen swinging.
Yeah, I don't know if that was due to the knee or just the great pitch from Bowman, but the Bodenhausen swing, he was way out in front of that one, did not see the slider well.
Here's the 1-2. Fastball. Just missed. Probably hit a spot. Good freeze pitch after the breaking ball away, but doesn't get the call. 2-2. Good slider. Swung on and missed. Ben Bowman and the War Dogs hold the Mustangs scoreless in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second in a 0-0 ball game. Keep it here at Phil Welch Stadium. Todd Mundo and Charlie Marshall welcome you back to Phil Welch Stadium, as that is the lineup from the last home game. We'll get that going in a sec. 1-0 count now to R.J. Vaughn. He was up last inning, but with a caught stealing from Blake Butler leading off this inning. It's going to be a 2-0 count now to the War Dogs shortstop. Here's the 2-0. McCullum down 3-0 now. Jace Johnson keeping that one in front of him. And there is your starting lineup for the U.S. War Dogs. Leading off, Ruger Beck, Blake Butler to follow, Brian Witt, batting third. R.J. Vaughn, who's up right now, and works a walk. Jacob Vanek batting fifth. Josh Sosky in the sixth spot. Mike Livesey batting seventh. Kobe Casas in the eighth spot. And Casey Lee hitting ninth. That is your starting lineup for U.S. Military War Dogs.
Hard to tell for sure, but R.J. Vaughn, the player I would watch out for the most. He already came to the plate once, didn't do too much off McCullum, but he looks to be, he's third hole playing shortstop. We've read the most up on him. He's a pretty good player himself.
So Vaughn at first, Jacob Vanek at the plate. Trevor McCullum has given up a walk and a hit thus far, but no runs to show for it. Here's the 0-0. Squaring is Vanek and pulls it back, pitches high. One 0 pitch high. 2-0 count. McCullum struggling to find the zone early here in the second.
Something we didn't talk about at all is Johnson last inning gunning down one of the War Dogs base runners. We haven't seen that a lot from anyone really in the Mink League. So Johnson 1 for 1 on the year. Pretty impressive from him.
2-0 count here to Van Eck. There's the first strike of the inning. So 6 straight balls, but McCullum back in there in a 2-1 count. Top of the second. Here's McCullum. Fouled back off the head of Jace Johnson. And that brings the count even at 2-2. McCullum takes a look at first. Comes set. Pitch to Van Eck. There goes the runner. Vaughn going to make the second on the stolen base off the glove of Jaden Little. And that's going to go down as an E5. So Jacob Van Eck reaches on the air. It'll be first and second for the War Dogs.
Yeah, the stolen base attempt by Vaughn, I think, kind of threw off Little as he was originally thinking double play. Had to quickly change up, go to one, and just hit off his glove. Lost focus of the ball.
That's going to bring up Josh Sosky, the DH.
Little hasn't played a ton of third base for the Mustangs this year. He's gone over there occasionally when needed, but hasn't been his primary position.
And Little was a very late move. Jackson Glick came into play first. Jaden Little sliding over to third for Jordan Black, who's not in the lineup. That one through the right side. Josh Sosky with a single. That's going to load the bases for the manager, Mike Livesey.
Really good piece of hitting. McCullum kind of in a bit of a hole right now. Bases loaded. Not the most ideal situation for him.
And Sosky, the one who just got the hit, is a sailor in the U.S. Navy. Mike Livesey, Navy veteran.
Yeah, we mentioned already a lot of Navy veterans in this lineup.
So he bases loaded here for Mike Livesey. McCullum out of the windup. First pitch on the corner, framed well by Jace Johnson. A 1 pitch. Breaking ball. Looked to be a bit outside, but gets the call nonetheless. 0-2. And that's what you want to do when you got the bases loaded. Nowhere to put them. Get ahead. 0-2 pitch to Mike Livesey. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Was not fouled off, so it's 1 out now. Bases are still loaded for Kobe Casas.
That's a big strikeout from McCullum right there. Bases loaded with no outs. There's not a whole lot you can do to not give up a run. But the first out, the most important one. And he gets it by way of the punch out.
Here's Casas. Fastball taken at the knees for a strike. McCullum all of a sudden finding the zone now. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball locks up Casas. 0-2 count. So after struggling to find the plate at the beginning of the inning, now with the bases loaded has gotten 5 straight strikes.
That just happens sometimes.
Breaking ball. Casas doesn't go. Wanted to offer at it, but held back.
So pitchers go in and out of grooves where sometimes they really struggle to find the plate, and then sometimes you see it right here where McCullum's all over the plate.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball fouled off. Another 1-2 coming from Trevor McCullum. This one fouled off to the right side.
Yeah, a lot of foul balls. Casas, along a lot of his other teammates, proven that they can definitely compete with this Mustangs pitcher staff. Although McCullum hasn't thrown it all this year, not the most typical pitcher, but still, he looks good out there.
Yeah, any guy who plays college baseball can figure it out on the mound. This one grounded past the diving Jackson Glick. Truman Bodenhausen going to have a play off his glove. It'll be an RBI single for Kobe Casas. And it's 1-0 War Dogs.
Now, hard hit ball. Glick almost had a play on it, just off the right side of his glove. Rolled out in the center field. Bodenhausen bobbles it out there. So McCullum gets the ground ball that he was trying to do, but it was just hit too hard, not at an infielder.
So it's R.J. Vaughn coming in to score. Now Jacob Van Eck at third, Josh Sosky at second, and Kobe Casas got the RBI single, awaits at first, and now up is Casey Lee, the taco hitter. Lee fouls this one off to the right side. McCullum from the windup again, 0-1 count. Misses outside Charlie. You see McCullum out of the windup with the bases loaded. Typically you see the windup with no one on. Why is he in the windup here right now?
Well, pitchers will go to the windup whenever they feel that the runners can't advance. So you'll see it even with guys on just third base sometimes. Anytime.
This one grounded through the 5-6 hole and off the glove of Carson Schmidt. So back-to-back singles with the bases loaded, and it's 2-0 War Dogs.
War Dogs showing that they're here to play. 2-0. Some good hard hit balls up the middle, just finding holes. But yeah, pitchers go to wind up a lot of the time the base is loaded because they find it more comfortable. And if the runners can't advance, they can take as much time as they want. Now the only issue, you do have to pay a little bit of attention to the runner on third, making sure he doesn't take off for a mad dash home.
Pitching coach Max Stevenson going to come out for a visit. While we have the chance, let's look at the defensive lineup for the Mustangs. A late addition, Jackson Glick at first, Truman Bodenhausen at second, Jaden Little playing third for Jordan Black, Carson Schmidt at short, Noah Bodenhausen in left, Easton Bruce in center, Frank Gall in right. Behind the plate, Jace Johnson. Trevor McCullum is throwing the first couple innings here for the Mustangs, and making his return, Ike Book is DHing tonight. Good to see him back.
Yeah, Book started the year really, really well, and then kind of just vanished from the lineup. So, yeah, it's good to see him back in the Mustangs uniform tonight.
And he'll get a chance against Ben Bowman, who had a 1-2-3 first. Not bad for an intern.
Not bad at all.
As we mentioned on a previous broadcast, Jaden Little, also an intern before playing for the Mustangs. Maybe Ben Bowman can do the same. Bases loaded to leadoff man Ruger Beck, supporting a red bat, red, white, and blue bat. It's almost like he's in the military or something. Fastball on the corner. Good pitch from McCullum. Here's the 0-1. This one misses up and away. Gotta say, Jace Johnson holds his own back there.
Absolutely. I really agree with that. I've already talked about it a couple of times. But Johnson, he just looks comfortable back there. Again, he's done it a lot in his life. So
this one ground to Glick. Good play, and it goes off his glove. So he had it in his hands, but trying to make the transfer and get the force out of the plate was Jackson Glick. And it's going to get away. Probably going to go down as a fielder's choice, and it's 3-0 War Dogs. McCullum, ERA inflating here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's a weird play because Glick cleanly gloved that ball at first. It was in the pocket of the glove. And then just lost it. He kind of came up on the ball, and the ball somehow squeaked out of there, and the Mustangs not able to get a single out.
McCullum back to work, misses that one away. Blake Butler, grounded to a fielder's choice, his first at bat. 1-0 to Butler. This one foul. 1-1 count. Good stop over there by the third base coach for the War Dogs. Here's the 1-1. Good frame job by Johnson, and he steals a strike from McCullum. Butler trying to capitalize with the bases loaded. Here's the 1-2. Changeup. McCullum going home to Jace Johnson. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 double play. So the Mustangs get out of it, but not before the War Dogs strike for 3. 3-0 is your score as we head to the bottom of the second. Don't go anywhere on the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast.
This free broadcast of tonight's game is brought to you by Caleb Wills and HLC Insurance, located here in St. Joseph. HLC Insurance specializes in helping individuals, families, seniors, and small businesses with all things health coverage, including dental, vision, prescription drug coverage, and life insurance. To schedule a free consultation, call 816-273-4216. Again, it's 816-273-4216. Or visit hlcinsurance.com today.
Ike Book leads off the bottom of the second for the Mustangs, who gave up 3 in the last inning. And they're slated to face Ben Bowman, the intern, who had a great first inning. First pitch to Ike Book, misses upstairs.
Yeah, we were talking to Ben before the game. He was talking about how he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to, if he wasn't starting. That's a ball barely hit foul, but he wasn't sure if he started how many innings he would be able to go. But looks good so far today.
Yeah, we'll see how many pitchers they have, because typically when you ask for a pitcher, he ends up being your starter. May not have that many arms. Book gonna line this one over the shortstop's head, R.J. Vaughn. Ike Book gets the first base runner for the Mustangs this evening.
Hit number 6 on the year for Ike Book.
That's gonna bring up Easton Bruce in center field tonight, and he is teammates with the starting pitcher, Trevor McCullum. 0-0 pitch. This one lined out to center field. Blake Butler doesn't really have to move. 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
Bruce also teammates with Ike Book.
Guess a little Washburn 4 and 5 hitters tonight for the Mustangs. This is going to bring up Jaden Little, who is playing third today. And first pitch from Bowman is a strike. Man, it's got to feel pretty good as a guy who works as a mascot, works at the YMCA, and then gets to go throw some innings against the team you're doing all this for. Yeah,
trying to maybe earn himself a little bit of respect.
Not only can he run in the mascot race, he can shut down the Mustangs. 1-1 count. Little fouls this one off. 1-2. Ben Bowman ahead.
So far, Bowman's looked really good on the mound, getting ahead of these hitters. He has enough velocity to keep him off guard and then showcasing a really, really good slider.
Here's the 1-2 to Little. Slider, come back to Bowman. Let's see if he can field this position. He sure can. 2 outs now in the bottom of the second. Mustangs still trail by 3. So it's going to be Jackson Glick now. The lefty getting his first shot at Ben Bowman. Another thing to note, we have 3 umpires here tonight who have all served in the military. First base umpire Andy Borker in the Navy. Charlie, who are our other umpires here tonight?
Well, behind third base is Casey Durrell. He was also in the Navy. And then the home plate umpire was Carol Tucker. And all the umpires are from the Wounded Warrior Umpires Association, which was talked about pregame. It's pretty much a bunch of umpires who get together after they have served. You know, you serve with other veterans in the armies, or of the, Army, Navy, military, all of it. And you umpire Little League, softball, and baseball games. This one a bit more upscale than what these umpires might be used to.
That changeup misses outside to Glick. He's ahead 2-1. Ike Book on second. That one taken for a strike, so runner on second, 2-2 count with 2 outs to Jackson Glick. Swung on and missed. Good breaking ball. Ben Bowman.
Looking good.
Looking fantastic right now. He's through 2 innings unscathed. We go to the top of the third where the War Dogs see if they can put on more of this lead. Don't go anywhere on the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast. Welcome back to your Mustangs live stream. Tyler Bermundo alongside Charlie Marshall. Leading off for the War Dogs is going to be Brian Witt, who went down on strikes his first time up. Also, new pitcher on the mound, who we think is Carson Schrack. It's wearing Denton Biller's number, but it is definitely not Denton Biller.
Yeah, it looks like Schrack. We can't tell for sure.
That one lined to the second baseman Bodenhausen, fields it on a couple hops. And Schrack, Biller, whoever it is.
Definitely Carson Schrack because the hat comes off. You can tell for sure now.
So Carson Schrack, sporting number 27, and so far is doing Denton Biller-esque things.
Probably just came down to Schrack being told he was on the mound, and he decided he was going to grab his teammate's number.
And maybe he just thought he was getting the day off. So R.J. Vaughn started the rally in the second inning. Walked on 4 pitches, came around to score.
When we talked about Vaughn being probably the most dangerous hitter in the lineup, I didn't think his walk would really get the ball rolling for the rest of the guys, though.
Really, the War Dogs, obviously it's part of their tour. It's fun. But they also would love to win some ball games, especially against the team that is dominating the Mink League right now. Well, R.J. Vaughn, Charlie mentioned, was a player to watch out for. Maybe the Mustangs have that same scouting report because he has seen nothing remotely close to the zone all night. Here's the 3-0. That one on the outside corner catches the zone. 3-1 count here to R.J. Vaughn.
And when you've seen 7 straight balls as a hitter, sometimes it's hard to be swinging.
Especially that pitch. That pitch was in a very good location. Vaughn going to take a timeout.
Late, too. Sometimes the umpires don't grant timeouts when they're called that late, in the set period.
Well, could be a military connection there. Here's 3-1. Upstairs, R.J. Vaughn has seen 9 pitches, 8 of them for balls, and is 0 for 0 with 2 walks.
A rather productive night for Vaughn so far.
That brings up Jacob Van Eck, who reached on an error by the third baseman Jaden Little.
And for the Mustangs, hopefully they're able to gather themselves here, not let the walk from Vaughn turn into something much worse like it did last inning.
Here's the first pitch from Schrack. That one misses upstairs. One thing I do like to see, though, is even though they have position players on the mound, it's not like they're throwing ephuses up there, as we see in some Major League games. Like, these guys still want to win, want to compete. And who knows, maybe they figure out their pitcher late in their baseball careers, Jace Johnson, behind the plate, but he's looking good so far. Here's the 1-0. Fastball from Schrack, probably in the 83-84 range.
I mean, you see guys all the time go from players in the lineup to pitchers on the mound. Even at the professional level, you see guys who played, the outfield their entire life. All of a sudden, it's not working out in the big leagues, and they come back in a couple years and they're on the mound.
Yeah, and it's pretty rare for it to go the other way. Rick Ankiel was the first guy I thought of who was a pitcher, then was given, or he had the yips, for lack of a better term. That one fouled off by Jacob Van Eck. But he had the yips, ended up worked through a lot of mental issues, and then came back to the majors as an outfielder because he was known for that gun and was an okay hitter, serviceable hitter, but had an absolute rifle for an arm.
Yeah, again, much more common for the other way around, but yeah. I mean, I feel like it's almost every year you see a guy come who used to be a position player and will get some innings for a big league team as a starter.
And some of the best pitchers were infielders. Jacob deGrom was a shortstop, Stetson, and Kenley Jansen was a catcher in college.
Jansen was a catcher for the Dodgers, the minor leagues, too, for a little.
Wow. I didn't even know that. Switch hitter as well.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2. That one lined to left field, but Noah Bodenhausen reels that one in no problem. So 2 outs now in the top of the third for Josh Soski. He had a line drive single to the right fielder Frank Gall back an inning ago.
Yeah, Soski's last at bat, he did a nice job. Pull side ground ball, hit it pretty hard.
Charlie, you can see in the bottom right of your screen, We got some score updates around the Mink League. The Mustangs, the only team right now not playing in a Mink League game, but for the other teams, today matters.
The Athletics up 11-0 on the Merchants, who really the only two teams the Mustangs have had issues with all year are those two teams, the Merchants and the Athletics. So it's interesting to see how dominant that game is right now in favor of the A's. Really, no one's had trouble with the Merchants except for the Mustangs this year.
The Merchants have fallen back to 6th place now, and if the Warren Crop Dusters, who've won a couple of games, granted they have to face the Mustangs 3 times this week, if they can win some ball games, they might sneak into the 6th spot. Good changeup from Carson Schrack. It'll be a 1-2 count here on Josh Soski.
For the other games, you got the Griffins up on the Bombers. Still pretty early on in that one. Same with the Mudcats on the Renegades. The Mudcat Renegades one might be one to watch. More of an upset.
Here's the 1-2. Inside with the fastball and Soski. Draws the count even at 2. And that's R.J. Vaughn at first. If he doesn't go here and it's a ball, I would bet a lot of money he'd be going on the next one.
It's a pretty good statement. Pretty good bet. I might join you on that.
Here's the 2-2. Just misses outside. Jace Johnson wanted it. And Wounded Warrior or not, so far this home plate umpire has been better than average in the Mink League, that's for sure.
He's held a consistent, tight zone all night, and it looks good.
So Vaughn going to get a head start at first. Here's the 3-2 to Josh Soski. Not going to get a head start there as Carson Schrack, probably smart play, tries to catch Vaughn napping.
We've talked about the position player pickoff move before this year. And you see it there, Schrack. That was a pretty quick move over to first base. Vaughn, heads up, ready for that move from Schrack.
There goes Vaughn. Soski takes upstairs. So ball 4, Carson Schrack's second walk of the inning. Then I'll bring up Mike Livesey, who last time with the bases loaded struck out, but has another chance with the guys in scoring position.
That's how baseball works. It has the tendency to just put, the hitters when you're struggling or when you've failed to come through in your last at-bat. Typically, your next at-bat is going to be just as big as the situation.
First pitch misses upstairs. Jace Johnson taking a look at Soski at first. Didn't get too far off on a secondary. Next pitch from Schrack. Waved that and missed.
Johnson really trying to get Soski over there at first base. A lot of the times I've been taught throughout my career not to fake a back pick to first base. That you almost, with a back pick, you're trying to catch the runner off guard. So the more you fake to the different bags, it almost keeps them heads up as they're ready for the back pick. So Johnson faked a back pick previously and then back picked, and Soski was barely off the bag because he had just seen Johnson. He's clearly seeing that he's paying attention to him.
And I could see you trying to keep the runner close if he's the lead runner, but there's no really point if he's the trail runner. That one, another foul ball off someone's leg. Is that one off the foot of Mike Livesey? 2-2 count. Schrack trying to get his first career Mink League strikeout here. Currently trails Ben Bowman, our intern, by a couple. 2-2. Fastball hit out to right field. Ike Book should have this. Excuse me, that's Frank Gall, and Frank Gall makes the play, so I got confused with the Washburn products, but nevertheless, it's 3-0. We head to the bottom of the third. Don't go anywhere in the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast. Truman Bodenhausen leads off. As you can see, the rest of the Mustangs lineup. We led off with Carson Schmidt, then Frank Gall, Noah Bodenhausen after him. Ike Book DHing back in the lineup tonight. Easton Bruce in center. Jaden Little playing third. Jackson Glick at first. And now you have Truman Bodenhausen, and on deck, Jace Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson's had one other at-bat on the year. It was a ground ball to the first baseman, so I'm interested to see what he's going to look like at the plate.
Truman Bodenhausen going to lift this to his opposing number. And Casey Lee, second baseman, catches the pop-up. So Jace Johnson, the pitcher, actually the Mustangs leader in ERA, now at the plate, who's catching tonight. We'll have the chance to take a look at the ERA leaders. Speaking of Jace Johnson, Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, Johnson's swinging right now, but he's been the anchor out of the bullpen all year for this Mustang squad. The only Mustang now with an ERA under 1.
A couple guys, Tim Teixeira, Jared Guck, and Aaron Harrington, all had ERAs under 1, but gave up a couple runs in their last couple appearances. Sam Pitts, though, after the perfect game, might be the next guy to jump under that 1 ERA mark.
Yeah, we see Johnson, a .47 ERA. Currently holds a 0 batting average, but again, only 1 at-bat.
RBI, though. Jace Johnson averages 1 RBI per plate appearance. Now, it'd be very hard for him to get an RBI here, but you never know.
He would have to deposit one over that left field double wall out there. Or maybe he's going opposite field. Maybe he's going to the short porch and right.
Or, don't forget the wheels of Jace Johnson. I don't know if he has wheels. I've never really seen him run, but he could put one in the gap. 2-2 count here to the Mustangs catcher for this evening. Fastball on the inside. Fouled off. That sets him up probably for a signature Ben Bowman slider.
We've seen it a lot tonight, and it's been pretty devastating when he's gone to it. Johnson hitting with sunglasses on as well.
There's a slider there. Misses down and away. Full count.
I've never been much of a sunglasses hitter myself. I feel as if I lose track of the laces on the ball when I'm hitting with sunglasses on. Has that ever happened to you, or do you not really think about it too much?
I've just never really been a sunglasses guy in general. Here's a 3-2. I'll tell you a story about that. Fastball inside, misses, and got to give it to the umpire. He has been very consistent. He calls that a ball, but anything, maybe a ball more over the plate, he calls that a strike.
That's what you want. Bowman doesn't like the call, but that's what he's been doing all night, so you have to respect it.
Yeah, I think glasses, especially in the outfield, it can help with glare, but the minute that ball's 100% in the sun, there's nothing you can do, glasses or not. But in terms of hitting-wise, I agree. I find it hard to pick up, not even spin, but just general movement. Like I think with the shades, it throws off my vision just enough to where I can't see where a ball's going.
Well, there definitely is a time and place. You know, if it's very sunny, or you're talking in the field, but also if you're hitting, if that sun's in your face, I can understand. But right now, the sun shouldn't be bothering these hitters at all.
Let's have eyes in the back of their head. That one off the glove of Ruger Beck, so Jace Johnson moves up to second base. Wouldn't it be a crazy stat for Jace Johnson to get the first run scored of the game?
Well, he's trying to do it right here. He's got himself into scoring position for the top of this Mustangs lineup.
It's Carson Schmidt at the plate. He grounded to third his first time. Bowman takes a look at second, kicks and deals. Breaking ball, misses outside. Maybe with a better frame job, we would have gotten that call. Full count now. Bowman kicks. Fastball, got a lot of the plate. Carson Schmidt fouling that one back. Jace Johnson at second. Here's the next pitch from Bowman. Looked like a slider, took some off of that as opposed to his normal hard slider, but it's another foul ball.
Schmidt put together a good at-bat right here off Bowman. A lot of the Mustangs haven't done that so far tonight. Second time through the order, Bowman might, see a little bit different approaches from these hitters.
Here's a 3-2. Slider hit toward the hole. Going to his leg is Casey Lee. And he's not going to make the play on Carson Schmidt hustling down the line, so it's probably going to go down as an infield single.
Well, that was because Johnson being at second, Lee was opting to hold him on with the righty up, and so he was not able to get back into position, and that ball hit far enough to the right side of the infield. Schmidt able to dig it out, especially with the bobble. That was not helping Lee.
He runs at the corners now. As Gall going to pop this one straight up the chute. And Ruger Beck with a big catch here is now Ben Bowman just 1 out away from escaping this jam.
Yeah, that's a big no-no if you're a hitter in that situation. The last thing you want to do is sky one onto the infield.
On one pitch as well. But now, arguably the most dangerous hitter in the lineup tonight, Noah Bodenhausen gets a chance. There goes the runner. This one fouled off to the right. Almost got 3 points in the cornhole. Excuse me, that is Diego de Santiago pinch hitting for Noah Bodenhausen, although kind of fooled me. That looked like a pretty good swing from the PO.
Wonder if Bodenhausen's out just to give De Santiago an at-bat and not because of the foul ball off his knee in his last at-bat.
It's a very good point, actually. I feel like there's other guys I'd go to before Diego de Santiago at the plate, but you never know. Maybe he's got some prowess with the bat. Now when taken downstairs, moving up to second is Carson Schmidt.
So this is a big pitch, big at-bat for Bowman. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. If you're able to get out of this unscathed, keep the shutout intact, you're looking great. If you give up a base hit, just 1 pitch, all of a sudden 2 runs, 3 innings, your day is completely different.
Fans not happy with that call. I thought it caught corner of the plate. Be a 1-2 count now to De Santiago. Here's Bowman's pitch. Breaking ball. Got him to reach, but staying alive is Diego de Santiago.
That was a survival hack from De Santiago. Wasn't really looking too dangerous with that swing, but just trying to stay alive.
Here's the 1-2. Fastball called strike 3. Ben Bowman. 3 shutout innings for the intern. As the fans still not very happy about it, but it'll be 3-0 regardless as we head to the top of the 4th. Don't go anywhere at Phil Welch Stadium. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. Tyler Mundo joined alongside Charlie Marshall. And Kobe Casas digs in for the U.S. War Dogs in a surprising 3-0 lead over the Mink League leading Mustangs. Carson Schrack out for his second inning of work. First pitch slider, more of a gyro slider. Good vertical movement, but doesn't catch the corner horizontally. Be a 1-0 count now. Fastball downstairs.
So McCollum got 2 innings of work. Now Schrack's out here for his second inning. Makes you wonder if this is just going to be a pieced-together game full of position players.
There's a 2-1 pitch called a strike. It's funny that they're playing a game like this. Guys aren't playing their typical positions, maybe getting more rest, but they've also, for the first time this season, had back-to-back off days. Mustangs packed their schedule at the beginning, but come playoff time now, might be well rested.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the thought process was with it. You know, get going, get hot early in the year, and then stay hot, but get some rest and be fresh. You want to have fresh legs into the playoffs.
Breaking ball. Called strike 3. Carson Schrack with his first punch out of the season. So 1 out now for Casey Lee. Casey Lee is the taco hitter tonight. Here's the first pitch to Casey Lee. Good breaking ball from Schrack. Strike 1.
It's funny that both the relievers, or not relievers, I guess McCollum started the game, but both the position players have showcased some pretty good breaking balls.
This one grounded to Jaden Little. It's going to be the shortstop, Carson Schmidt, deep in the hole, and he's not going to have a chance. Probably didn't have a chance even with a perfect throw, but it'll be a runner on first now for the leadoff batter, Ruger Beck.
It would have been some kind of play from Schmidt if he was able to gather and get that one over Glick on a line.
Beck is 1 for 2 on the night with an RBI. Grounded to a fielder's choice his last time up and ended up bringing in a run. Here's the 0-0. Fastball down the middle, taken for a strike. That was the War Dogs' 5th hit of the night.
Yes, the Mustangs, 2.
Here's the 0-1. Bunt. Just absolutely barreled.
Yeah, he hit that one a little too hard for a bunt. He shot that one almost out of play.
Final stat line for Trevor McCullum. He went 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and a strikeout for the center fielder. Here's the 0-2. Runner going on the pitch. And we'll see what the umpire calls it. Still waiting for a signal from the umpire.
The ball ended up in center field.
Gotcha. That fooled me, actually.
It kind of got bobbled around. Somehow Bodenhausen ended up with it at second base. He was backing up the throw.
Way to back up. Casey Lee moves to second on the stolen base. Be a 1-2 count now for Ruger. That pitch misses inside. We've said it before and we'll say it again. Home plate umpire doing a fantastic job tonight. Consistent both ways. Here's the 2-2. This one popped a mile high on the left side of the infield. Jaden Little calling for it, and he makes the play. 2 outs now in the top of the 4th. Blake Butler up now.
I'm bought into the position players. I want to know who's next.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these guys huck like 90?
Schrack might have been my pick to go out there doing it, but I mean, I guess these outfielders who have cannons, probably the more likely outcome. McCullum was bringing it pretty good. I don't know about 90, but he was definitely in the middle eights.
This one popped up again. Jace Johnson going to have a look. And it's going to be off the netting here. I'd also love to see Logan Miller, maybe a crafty lefty. I bet you Miller had gotten some innings in high school.
Well, I bet most of these guys got innings in high school. As again, I mean, high school, everyone, almost not everyone pitches, but a lot of guys pitch, especially dudes who will go to college and only play the field. They got their work in on the mound as well.
Here's the 0-1. Casey Lee at second. Fastball misses away. 1-1 count. You know who could be a guy that throws 90? I'm going to go with Mason Holton.
I mean, any of these shortstops or third baseman could really bring it. We've seen them sling it across the diamond all year.
Blake Butler, 1-1 count. Good slider from Schrack, called a strike. 1-2. Now, Charlie, you have guys that throw in the lower 90s, probably in a lot of college rosters that aren't pitchers. Why is that?
Well, I mean, pitching isn't all just about velocity. Obviously, if they're not able to locate, that's the first issue. But if you can't pitch off your 90-mile-an-hour fastball, you're not going to be able to pitch either.
Hold that thought as Carson Schrack, his second K of the evening, and he has thrown 2 scoreless here tonight. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-0 War Dogs. Don't go anywhere in the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. As great as he was, Ben Bowman's day is now done. He went 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Not bad for a guy who also can do the YMCA in front of thousands of fans. Ben Bowman, our intern. Great job for him. Take over pitching duties is Sean Bruce. Charlie, tell me more.
Well, I'm on Sean Bruce's side. He is a tanker in the U.S. Army, and he's in there strike 1 on Ike Book. But thanks to him for what he's done for us. One of the only few Army veterans that we found in this lineup for the War Dogs.
0-2 count now to Ike Book. Here's the next pitch from Bruce. Looked like a changeup right there, and Book fouls that one off. Bruce awaits on deck, and I believe that's Mason Holton in the hole, so he'll probably be hitting for Jaden Little.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of switching around today, a lot of players getting at-bats, innings on the mound.
That fastball misses just outside. 1-2 count.
Book has one of the only 2 hits. Book has one of them tonight.
There's a changeup flipped into shallow left field. It's going to drop in front of Jacob Van Eck. So Ike Book has 2 of the 3 hits tonight for the Mustangs. While we have a chance, let's take a look at the Mink League standings, although this game will not affect the standings. As you can see there, the St. Joseph Mustangs have officially clinched a first-round bye. It's going to be up to the Cluner A's to see if they can take over the 1 seed, but Mustangs sitting pretty right now. Charlie, what else can you tell me?
Well, you notice the Renegades, they've also clinched playoff berth. And then the Griffins down there, 6-23 in the Mink League. They have officially been eliminated from playoff contention. So their season is all but over now in terms of fighting for a playoff spot.
Last place in the Mink League, and the first perfect game in history by Sam Pitts was against the Griffins. Probably a season to forget for Nevada. Two-0 count now. Easton Bruce. Sean Bruce to Easton Bruce. No relation, I don't think. That one off the glove of Beck. So moving into scoring position is Ike Book.
Ike Book doing all he can to get a run across, 2 hits. Moving up on pass balls, wild pitches. He's doing it all tonight.
Now Ben Bowman, a pitcher in college. Sean Bruce probably has not thrown at this level in a while, so we'll see how that goes for the Mustangs as Easton Bruce works a walk. Mason Holton hitting for Jaden Little. Excuse me, that's Jaden Little, not Mason Holton. They actually have the same hairstyle, Charlie.
They
so
really
cut me
do.
some slack. 0-1 count here to Little. Changeup grounded to third. He's going to tag the bag for 1, go across the diamond, and Jaden Little is safe. So Ike Book out at third on the force, but Jaden Little reaching on the fielder's choice.
And Bruce has kind of a natural, almost change-up feel to his fastball, or just pronates it a lot. And that's going to result in the ball running away or running in, depending on if it's a righty or a lefty. But either way, it's going to get underneath the barrel. So Bruce not throwing all that hard, some movement. That might see a lot of ground balls tonight if the Mustangs aren't able to really, expect it and get underneath the ball.
Maybe he throws the old-fashioned screwball.
Bruce, the way he throws, will be the guy to have one.
Here's the 1-0. Line to first, and he's going to double up Jaden Little. So we're going to head to the top of the 5th after that double play, and the Mustangs still trail by 3. Don't go anywhere at Phil Welch Stadium. This free broadcast of tonight's game is brought to you by Caleb Wells and HLC Insurance, located here in St. Joseph. HLC Insurance specializes in helping individuals, families, seniors, and small businesses with all things health coverage. This includes dental vision, prescription drug coverage, and life insurance. To schedule a free consultation, call 816-273-4216 or visit hlcinsurance.com today. Ty Bermundo and Charlie Marshall welcome you back to Phil Welch Stadium. We've got a 3-0 ball game at the top of the 5th. Carson Schrack out for his 3rd inning of work, and he gets Brian Witt swinging, and it's an 0-1 count. And Charlie, after this batter, it's Mustangs trivia time. That ball sorted over to first. Jackson Glick can have no problem. So Carson Schrack, through 2 1/3 innings, has not given up a run. So trivia time. Which person won the Dan DeCry Community Service Award in 2023? And I think this could be a really easy question if you pay attention to Phil Welch Stadium. Is it A, Dan Gerson, B, Kai Turner, C, Jaden Little, or D, Trevor McCullum?
Well, I'm pretty sure this is a player's award. Just off the top of my head. So I'm going to eliminate the 2 former general managers, and Dan Gerson and Kai Turner. And I'm going to focus on Little McCollum. And I know they've both won the award. The question is who has won it more recently. And I know Little was once an intern turned player. So my thought process there was he might have won it after McCollum. Well, this is McCollum's 3rd year on the Mustangs. So if I was to go with C, Jane Little, would I be correct?
That's up for you to decide. And you would be correct. Charlie Marshall with an absolutely perfect breakdown of his thought process. It is a player's award, and Jaden Little, when Trevor McCullum won the award in 2022, was an intern.
Wow.
That was spot on. Great job, Charlie. If only you knew baseball that well.
Okay.
So that's a ground out for R.J. Vaughn, the first time he's actually taken the bat off his shoulders tonight. He's walked twice on 9 pitches prior to that appearance. As now Jacob Van Eck, 0 for 2 on the night, gets his chance with 2 outs against Carson Schrack. That pitch misses outside. 1-0 count.
Schrack trying to get through 3 innings of scoreless baseball.
He could do what the intern Ben Bowman did to start this ball game. There's a good breaking ball. 1-1 count now to the War Dogs left fielder. Schrack coming set. Trying to frame that pitch for a strike as Jace Johnson, but doesn't get the call. 2-1 now.
I would assume this will be the last of Schrack we see, simply just because when position players tend to pitch, they're not used to throwing the baseball as hard as they can, as consistently. And so Schrack, now after 3 innings of it, even though his arm might still feel good now, the longer he goes, the worse he's going to feel tomorrow.
Warming up for the Mustangs. Take a wild guess at this one, Charlie. Very impressed if you get this. Without looking.
I'm not exactly sure. It looks like it's a right-hander. Maybe.
That's going to be ball 4 to Jacob Van Eck. So he'll be on first for Josh Soski.
Can I get a hint? Are we looking at a position player?
It is most definitely a position player.
A right-handed position player who could potentially pitch for the Mustangs. Maybe Jeter Mose.
That'd be incorrect. We have Dom Felix warming up.
Oh, wow. Was not going to go there.
Well, catcher. Here's the 0-0 to Sosky. Fastball misses upstairs. We'll talk about him more as he comes into the game, but Dom Felix hit a home run in the away game against the Griffins. Ties him for the league lead. Here's the 1-0. Fastball. Big swing and a miss from Sosky. Be 1-1.
Schrack still bringing it velocity-wise. Doesn't look to have lost too many miles in the mile-per-hour department.
Schrack takes a look at first. 1-1. Fastball, a little bit of run, but runs off the plate. 2-1. Mustangs infielder, primarily, Schrack on the bump. 2-1. That one hit well through the 3-4 hole, and Josh Sosky with his second hit of the night and his third time reaching base. 2 singles and a walk for the DH.
Sosky's showing the War Dogs what the entire lineup should be doing tonight. He looks good up there. He's locked in at the plate, just finding holes.
So that's going to bring up Mike Livesay. He is over 2 in the night with a strikeout and a flyout. Schrack got the first 2 outs of the inning and then is allowed back-to-back base runners. Here's the first pitch to Livesay. On the corner for a strike. Schrack took something off of that one.
And Johnson must have something against Sosky at first base. Again, he's thinking about back picking him with 2 outs and a runner in front of him.
That one rolled over to Jaden Little at third, and it goes under his glove, so it'll be an infield single for Mike Livesay, and it'll be bases loaded.
Livesay's one of the quicker base runners in this War Dog lineup, so he was booking it out of the box. Little would have had a tough time. Even if he gloved it cleanly, I'm not sure if he was going to be able to get Livesay.
Now, here's an interesting question for you, Charlie. Let's say the score stays the same and the Mustangs end up dropping a game to the War Dogs. Because of the circumstances, would you consider them losing momentum, gaining momentum, kind of staying the same?
I don't think you would look into it too much just because of where everyone's being positioned today. If they were rolling out their standard lineup with their normal pitchers on the mound, then yes, it's definitely could be a negative in the momentum department. But because we're seeing position players pitch, we have a couple pitchers playing. They're clearly out here, obviously still trying to win, but having a good time tonight.
0-1 count to Colby Casas. Schrack steps off. Casas had a chance with the bases loaded in the second inning and made the most of it. RBI single, trying to do the same thing here. This one chopped high. Schrack, primarily an infielder, and he shows it right there. So Schrack works out of the bases loaded jam. As it'll be 3-0. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere on the St. Joseph Mustangs live stream. Truman Bodenhausen set to face Sean Bruce here. The bottom of the 5th inning, 3-0 War Dogs. Not really the score I had in mind in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, the War Dogs have just kind of, they got out to a lead in the 2nd inning. And thanks to Bruce and Bowman, they've held the Mustangs lineup scoreless.
1-0 count now to Truman Bodenhausen. That one just misses inside. Umpire been stern with those calls all night. Really sticking to his zone. That's what you like. That one on the outside corner for a strike. Charlie. Score updates around the Mink League.
Yeah, the Athletics continue to grow their lead over the Merchants. Well, the Mudcats stay out front. Big score change there, but the Mudcats still lead it by 2. Bombers and Griffin. That game's obviously the Bombers are fighting for a playoff spot. They're in the mix with the Merchants and the Mudcats. They're all kind of in a bit of a mess, trying to see who's going to get that, 5 and 6 seed.
Here's the 2-2. Pitch fouled off to the right toward the parking lot. Truman Bodenhausen, it's the 5th inning. He's only up for the 2nd time. Very efficient pitching from the U.S. War Dogs. That one grounded to 3rd. Fielded in front of the hop is Colby Casas. And Sean Bruce is through an inning and a 3rd, unscathed.
Yeah, Bruce might not have been my pick to dominate out of the bullpen for the War Dogs, but he is, he's making his presence felt right now. An inning and 2/3 scoreless, or an inning and a 3rd scoreless.
Here's Jace Johnson, catching duties tonight. First pitch. I want to say it's a changeup, Charlie.
Yeah, he pronates so much on every pitch, but that one definitely looked like some extra pronation.
Here's the 0-1 to Jace Johnson. This one fouled off to the right again. About 10 feet from the first one. So some consistency out of Jace Johnson. Here's the 0-2 delivery. That one, a fastball misses high. I've only seen those 2 pitches from him so far. Fastball and a changeup. Gets good pronation, but the fastball, if you're sitting, changeup kind of jumps on you, even though he's not throwing very hard. If you're sitting off speed, might blow by you.
Well, with a guy like Bruce, there's no reason to sit off speed. You know that you can react to the off speed. And the fastball's right there. You might as well look for it. Although, I guess the one argument for looking for the off speed is you can react to the fastball.
This one hit down the line, but fading foul.
But you can react to the fastball, so you can look for the off speed. And if it's thrown, he's not going to surprise you, really, I should say. You know what you're going to get from him, and you're going to have a lot of time to react to it. But Bruce, he clearly knows how to pitch like this, and he's doing it against a pretty talented lineup.
Here's the 2-2. Ball. Awkward swing from Jace Johnson. Gets into the stands. We do it again at 2-2.
Bruce trying to get that first strikeout of the night.
And he's going to have it. Taking strike 3 is Jace Johnson. Sean Bruce, 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Just dots one on the outside corner. A good pitch from Bruce. We've had a tight, consistent zone from the umpire all night, so if he's calling it, it's there.
It's going to turn the lineup over for Carson Schmidt. He is 1 for 2 in the night with a single to the second baseman his last time up. He has not faced Bruce yet. It's the 4th strikeout as a team for the U.S. War Dogs. It's going to be a 2-0 count now to Carson Schmidt.
I'm assuming Bowman had the other two.
Other 3.
I thought you said that was the third strikeout.
4th. My bad.
Fourth. My bad.
Although we have a tape now, so we could see who was actually correct. 2-1 count out of Carson Schmidt. I think I did say 3rd, but I knew it was the 4th, you know?
That means I was correct. Yes.
Whatever you say, Charlie. Here's a 2-1. Another pitch for a strike, catching the corner, so he may not throw hard, but Sean Bruce kind of dotting. 2-2 count now.
Yeah, these hitters just need to try and take those pitches the other way. They keep taking them because they don't like them. They're not appetizing, but they're in there.
Well, he takes that one off his hip. So Carson Schmidt works a 2-out hit by pitch, and probably a good place to get hit and a good guy to get hit by.
Yeah, Schmidt has definitely been hit by guys who throw a good amount harder than Bruce. So with 2 strikes, he'll take his free base.
In steps Frank Gall now. Gall 0 for 2 in the night with a couple pop-ups. It's funny. Look at the defensive shift. You can kind of see it at your screen. Is Carson Schmidt going to take second easily? But you can see the shift. The second baseman playing way over to the right, and the shortstop playing almost behind second. The exact opposite of what we saw from Carson Schmidt. So these guys definitely playing the pull.
Well, it makes sense. And when you don't have any scouting reports, but you still want to shift the defense around, you're going to base it off of who you have pitching.
Schmidt digging for 3rd. Close play, but Carson Schmidt slides in safely.
But you're going to base it off who you have pitching and what hand the batter is. So with Bruce, a guy who throws a little slower, and Gall being a lefty, they're going to shift to right field. Where if Ben Bowman was still throwing, they might be straight out more shifted to left field because he throws a little harder.
Gall going to line this one to the second baseman. Field on a hop is Casey Lee, and Gall running down the line is out by a step. So the Mustangs have been shut out for 5 innings. We go to the top of the 6th. 3-0 ball game. Keep it here. Phil Welch Stadium. Welcome back to the friendly confines of Phil Welch Stadium. Dom Felix taking over pitching duties for Carson Schrack. I don't think I was going to say that all year, but here we are. Schrack, 3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. 2 strikeouts for Schrack. Dom Felix has not made a pitching appearance, but has certainly done a lot at the plate as he is the home run leader. So we can take a look at the league leaders in home runs.
Yeah, Dominic Felix hit number 4 just 2 days ago against Nevada. So he now jumps Hepburn, Mose, and Freeman. He has the most on the team. Hepburn at second. He's been out for a little bit with an elbow injury. But yeah, Dominic Felix has been mashing the ball over the wall lately.
And now gets a chance to do his Shohei Ohtani impression.
Well, I mean, you're seeing it right there. He's got the sleeves up. He means strictly business today. Sun's not out, but the guns are out for Dominic Felix.
Well, I hope he doesn't go full Shohei Ohtani and spend 6 years on a team and can't make the playoffs. This one fouled back. Casey Lee, 2 for 2 on the night with an RBI. It's a 1-1 count now. He's the taco hitter. Dom Felix throws pretty hard, must say. Probably gets there. Oh, tough call. Be a 2-2 or 1-2 count, excuse me. But yeah, Felix probably bringing in the upper 80s.
Well, we've seen the gun behind the plate all year. Now we're finally getting to see it up on the bump.
We see 2 guns right now on the bump. Fastball misses upstairs. So Dom Felix throwing to Jace Johnson. That's a new one.
Yeah, not something I think a week ago we thought we would be saying, but here we are.
Here's the 2-2. For a lot of the pitchers playing defense right now, you could probably tell the difference between a pitcher and a position player out there. But Jace Johnson holding his own.
And Johnson looks good as he blocks that one.
Dom Felix starts off the afternoon with a strikeout.
Yeah, Johnson does a great job here. Kind of an underrated aspect of catching, but able to block the ball well, drops it right in front of him, then signals over there to first base. That's Glick playing first. You know, inside part of the bag, throws a strike to him.
Ruger Beck, the catcher, 1 for 3 with a RBI for his first time facing Dom Felix.
I think Felix might take the nod for hardest throwing position player we've seen so far. What do you think? Or would you give it to McCollum?
No, it's definitely Felix. I think the question is will we see Mason Holton? Because that would be my guess on the guy who throws the hardest, not a pitcher. 0-2 here to Ruger Beck. This one hit down the line, but going to slice foul.
You know one guy could be who's playing tonight, but Easton Bruce kind of has a gun out there in the outfield. I'd like to maybe see what he can do up on the mound for the
Well,
Mustangs.
you can see him right now. He was imitating a pitch. Maybe Bruce trying to get the nod later in this game. Here's the 0-2. That one misses down the stairs. Have you seen an off-speed pitch yet?
No, it looks like Felix is going straight fastball to the first couple hitters in the War Dogs lineup.
This one fouled back, so Ruger Beck putting up a fight. Here's a good matchup, and might be more recency bias. You taking the U.S. military War Dogs, or are you taking the St. Joe Mustangs alumni?
Well, right now, I'm watching the War Dogs beat up on the Mustangs. The alumni team was good, but this War Dogs team is pretty solid as well. So that's a tough question.
This one fouled off. 2-2 count again.
I want to go with the War Dogs if I'm getting Ben Bowman attached and he's starting.
So Ben Bowman can start for the War Dogs, but he can come out of the pen for the alumni.
Yeah. I mean, he played for both teams, so it's kind of a tough way to look at it, but I think he makes the difference.
I don't know. Sean Bruce is throwing pretty well. Here's the 2-2 again. Breaking ball hit down the line. Glick makes the play on the foul ball.
Even though it was foul, Glick light on the feet over there at first base. That ball's hit well in, it's 2 steps foul. The fact that he was able to glove that's pretty impressive.
We saw him lay out for a ball earlier, went off his glove, and then made a very athletic play to get to a baseball, just lost it on the transition. But Glick, for a bigger guy, plays a good first base. That one misses upstairs to Ruger Beck. And a very good at-bat for the War Dogs leadoff man.
Glick's fast over there at first as well. We've seen him rip a couple bags, turn a couple singles in the doubles.
Great at-bat from Beck as he works a walk on over 8 pitches.
A lot of foul balls, just battling. Dom Felix eventually lost him.
So Blake Butler, the 2-hitter, 0 for 3 in the night with a fielder's choice, a double play, and a strikeout. Hoping to change his fortune here. First pitch, there's your off-speed pitch. That swung on and missed.
A pretty good one at that, too.
That changeup took a lot off of it, that's for sure. 0-1. Goes to the hard stuff there, misses inside.
And Johnson wanted that outside, so although Felix didn't miss that far off the plate, Johnson set up almost in the right-hander batter's box, and he missed in the left-handed one. Man, it looked a lot worse than it was.
There goes the runner. That one's fouled back. Maybe Dom Felix getting some revenge for the pitches into the dirt from Jace Johnson. Although Jace Johnson not a guy that works down there all that often. But as a catcher, maybe Charlie's a catcher. If I was catching you, would you spike a couple for me?
I would.
That's so sweet.
I would see what you were made of.
And for all the really nice things I've said about you on the broadcast. 1-2. 2-2 now. Fastball misses downstairs.
I might signal curveball and throw a couple fastballs to you as well.
Have I ever done that to you?
I don't think so, but I think I
Just
would
'cause?
out of spite, just for fun.
This one hit out to center field, coming in on his Bruce. A good deke by him. Might get the play at second. Is that's going to be safe? But Charlie, tell me about that play from Bruce, because it was definitely the right idea.
Well, he tried to make it look like he was making the grab, camped under it, trying to get the runner for the War Dogs back. The leadoff base runner back to first base, hesitate a little bit, give Bruce a play at the force out at second. But just a heads-up play from Beck. Able to get back.
So Brian Witt now, another guy who was over 3, has a chance with 2 guys on. Felix, a little breaking ball, hit out to Frank Gall on right. Frank Gall showing off the arm.
Shoot, maybe we got to get Frank Gall on the mound.
Except that guy actually pitches.
He does. That was the whole.
I got it. It just wasn't that funny. 2 outs now after the fly out is going to bring up R.J. Vaughn, who has taken 1 swing tonight and has walked twice. On his 1 swing, he grounded out to second.
Yeah, Vaughn a chance to, again, break it open. Or not break it open, but in my mind, 3 runs is always, 1 inning manageable to come back on. But I feel like once you get to 4, that's when you start to think this might take more than a couple swings.
Vaughn, definitely one of the younger guys on the roster. Ruger Beck at second. Blake Butler at first. 3-0 War Dogs in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. Felix gets his sign. Fastball right where Jace Johnson was set up. And it's going to be strike 2.
On the black from Dom Felix.
0-2 again. Big pitch here for the catcher turned pitcher tonight. Good breaking ball, set up nicely with the fastball prior, but it'll be a 1-2 count anyway.
Yeah, Felix had the right idea, but couldn't get Vaughn to bite.
I feel like Dom Felix would know how to call pitches.
I feel like he definitely has some experience.
Here's Felix, 1-2. Breaking ball, fouled off.
It'd be funny to see Dom Felix shake Jace Johnson off.
Be funnier to cross him up. Maybe not for Jace Johnson, but for us understanding what's going on. 1-2 again. R.J. Vaughn, Dom Felix. Fastball upstairs. Good snag by Johnson. Really comes down to what can Jace Johnson do with the bat, because behind the plate he's definitely looks like he belongs. I wouldn't say he's a elite catcher, and we don't expect him to.
Tonight, so he's looked solid. He's done everything well. We've seen him a couple of drop thread strikes. He's received well. I mean, he's looked good back there.
So a full count now. Runners will be on the move.
But again, Johnson has a lot of experience catching.
Breaking ball called strike 3. R.J. Vaughn knew it. Dom Felix, 2 strikeouts. Allows a little bit of traffic, but no harm done. 3-0. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Don't go anywhere on the St. Joseph Mustangs live stream.
Tonight's free broadcast of tonight's game is brought to you by Caleb Willis and HLC Insurance, located here in St. Joseph. HLC Insurance specializes in helping individuals, families, seniors, and small businesses with all things health coverage, including dental, vision, prescription drug coverage, and life insurance. To schedule, make a free consultation, call 816-273-4216. Again, that's 816-273-4216. Or visit hlcinsurance.com today.
First pitch from Sean Bruce is a strike to the replacement Diego de Santiago. In for Noah Bodenhausen. He's 0 for 1 of the night. We know De Santiago is a pitcher. Charlie, what do you know about him as a hitter?
He's also he's two-wayed before going to college. So in high school, played second base, shortstop. Had a pretty good bat, so it makes sense why he might be the one coming off the bench for Bodenhausen, who took a ball off his knee earlier in the game.
That one lined by De Santiago, so the Mustangs have their 4th hit of the night, courtesy of Diego de Santiago.
Yeah. Well, I told you he had a good bat. He showcased it right there. Opposite field, line drive. Smoked.
Ah, Charlie, what an excellent analysis. It's almost like you know his dad or something. Digging in now is Ike Book. He's 2 for 2 in the night. 2 singles to left field. Wonder if De Santiago is going to show off the wheels here. Pretty athletic build. Some pitchers are built a little taller, lankier, but De Santiago looks like an athlete. That pitch misses downstairs. 2-0 to Ike Book. Really 3-0 game now, but Mustangs want to ease some of the stress here in this game because they know they're the better team. They got to score in this inning.
We're in the 6th inning. Still a decent amount of time left, but they've had opportunities every inning and haven't been able to scratch one across.
They left 4 on so far. Here's a 3-0 to Ike Book. Looks like he took some off of that, and it'll be a strike. 3-1. That pitch downstairs. Diego Santiago showing off the speed, even though there's really no reason to, as he's going to move to second regardless.
Just warming up the legs.
But showing the U.S. War Dogs what he can do, and maybe he'll try to take third. Well, good day back for Ike Book as he's reached safely all 3 times. 2 on a single and 1 via a walk. Here's Bruce now. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Bruce 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. This is Sean Bruce's 3rd inning of work. Swing and missing is Bruce, 0-2 count, so when he needed to get ahead most, he does.
Yeah, Easton Bruce is taking some absolute hacks up there right now, trying to put one over the short porch.
Here's the 0-2. This pitch on the outside rolled over. Diving play by the first baseman. What a play from Brian Witt. So it's going to be an out on the play. The force out at second. They try to get the guy at third. That's Diego de Santiago. He's safe, but an excellent play from the first baseman. Well, down as a fielder's choice. Bruce at second. De Santiago at third. Ike Book out. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, Ike Book out at second. This one from Jaden Little popped up, calling for the third baseman Colby Casas, and he makes the play. So Sean Bruce, after allowing the first 2 to reach base, is now 2 outs with runners at the corners.
Well, the 2 times the Mustangs have had runners on third with less than 2 outs, we've seen first pitch flyouts into the infield. So not the greatest of approaches and execution from the Mustangs hitters with guys in scoring position right now.
Here's Jackson Glick now. First pitch upstairs. Glick 0 for 2 with a strikeout and into a double play as a hard line drive to first. But Brian Witt has been great all day over there. There goes the runner. Glick going to hit this one to the center field. Going to his right is the center fielder Blake Butler. And he tracks it down. 6 shutout innings for the U.S. American War Dogs. 3-0. So we go to the top of the 7th. Don't go anywhere on the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast. War Dogs up in the top of the 7th. James Van Eck has reached twice, one time on a walk, one time on an error. Dom Felix back on the mound. Worked out of a 2-runner jam last inning and is quickly ahead 0-1. Here's the next pitch of Jacob Van Eck. This one fouled off to the right side. Surprised the Mustangs haven't rolled out more POs. I know we're trying to win this ball game, but I figured there'd be more action like that. More POs out there in the field.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they want to. I mean, this game still goes against their record. So their overall record, not their Mink Link record, so it doesn't affect their standings.
Ugly swing as Dom Felix blows away Jacob Van Eck with a fastball. That's his third punch out. And that'll bring up Josh Sotsky. Sotsky 2 for 2 with a walk. Has not been retired yet tonight. The only guy in this lineup yet to get out. Dom Felix ready. Sotsky taking his time as Felix might try to quick pitch him as soon as he gets in the box. There he goes. Time called.
The reason Sotsky's been so successful now, he's actually played professional baseball before. Played with an independent team in Portland, Oregon. He played at Gray Harbors Community College. So this guy has a lot of experience. He's been playing baseball since he was 3 years old.
Yeah, and Dom Felix throwing the upper 80s, but Sotsky on that pitch.
Yeah, it's nothing he hasn't seen before.
And I'm sure these War Dogs, this is such a nice break from what they deal with. Even the guys that aren't, like, they just get to play something they love again. after supporting our country. It's really powerful, really awesome. And I've really loved today, Charlie. I don't know about you.
Well, that's what R.J. Vaughn in an article was saying. He talked about how much of a stress reliever games like these are. Just go out there and not have to worry about anything that's going on outside of, a 9-inning baseball game. They're able to set down everything else in the world and just play some baseball, have some fun.
Really, I love baseball because it can be a sport, super competitive, a lot of high paychecks involved, but it's also a place for guys to relieve their stress, create bonds that last the rest of your life. Really, some things are just bigger than baseball. That's one of my favorite quotes. Sosky off the end of the bat, lining this one to Truman Bodenhausen. And for the first time tonight, Josh Sosky is retired. That'll bring up Mike Livesey.
Well, Sosky was due at some point to have to trot back to that dugout. Good for him. It came in his 4th at-bat of the night.
So Livesey 1 for 3 on the night. There's been no scoring since the top of the second for either team.
It's been a very quiet game.
First pitch is a strike.
Quiet in terms of runs allowed, but still, both teams have threatened.
That one going to be outside, no appeal, 1-1 count. Here's the next pitch to Livesey from Dom Felix. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-2.
So Felix came out of the pen, about his first 10, 15 pitches were all fastballs. Since then, we've seen some changeups, some curveballs. He's mixed a couple wrinklers in there.
He's actually proven to me that he could pitch. Like, there are some guys that look pretty good, but he's a guy that really, with some work, could definitely pitch at the college level.
I mean, he's left the yard 4 times this year. He's good defensively. If I was him, I would stick to what I'm best at.
That one, looking for an appeal, not going to get one. So full count now to Mike Livesey. Here's the full count pitch from Dom Felix. Fastball overthrown, and that misses outside. Livesey shut off the wheels, but going to stay right there at first. There'll be a runner at first now with 2 out for Colby Casas.
Yeah, Livesey not taking anything for granted. The minute he was roared at first base, he was thinking about second.
I'm sure these military guys know more than anyone about hustle. Breaking ball. First pitch strike for Dom Felix.
Felix continues to get ahead of the War Dogs.
0-1. Good breaking ball. Puts him way ahead, 0-2. Colby Casas 1 for 3 in the night with an RBI all the way back in the second. 0-2 count now. Livesey at first. Next pitch from Felix. Fastball, strike 3 called. Right on the outside corner. Felix bringing it with some heat.
A little quick pitch.
Was a little quick pitch. So 3-0 is your score. 7th inning stretch time here at Phil Welch Stadium. Truman Bodenhausen leads off in the bottom of the 7th, and the Mustangs looking to get off the schneid have been shut down for 6 innings up to this point. 3 from Ben Bowman, and Sean Bruce out for his 4th inning of work.
Crazy stuff from Sean Bruce tonight.
And he's getting ahead of Truman Bodenhausen, the Mustang second baseman. 0-1 count.
Bodenhausen, we've talked about in the past, typically in the 9-hole, the second leadoff for these Mustangs, and he's done it all year, and he's been good at it. So here's a great opportunity for him to showcase that.
Say maybe a setup pitch from Sean Bruce. He's going to come back with a 60-inch sweeper for a strike now. 1-1 count. Fastball outside corner. Off the outside corner. So 2-1 count to Truman Bodenhausen. Really hoping to pick up this Mustangs offense that has been lackluster all night. That pitch, inside corner, called a strike. 2-2 count now. Next pitch for Sean Bruce. Misses away. 3-2 now. Sean Bruce, entering his 4th inning of work, only has 1 strikeout.
In this spot, you want to swing it because you know he's not going to blow it by you, but you have to.
That one jamming Truman Bodenhausen out to the shortstop, R.J. Vaughn. And a strong throw gets Bodenhausen out by an eyelash.
Well, he didn't blow it by him, but he got it in on the hands enough. Bodenhausen couldn't get the barrel to the ball right there. Like you said, gets jammed.
Really a fastball that it kind of surprised you if you haven't seen anything that hard, because that one had a couple extra ticks. Really good speed differential between his fastball and off speed. Jace Johnson checking in as he takes a strike. He went down looking, the only strikeout victim to Sean Bruce thus far.
Well, that was the exact same pitch that he went down looking on.
Tries to go back out there again, but this one misses wide.
Yeah, Bruce kind of has found a spot that Johnson doesn't like, but he can get the call on from home plate umpire Carol Tucker. So he's just kind of trying to go back to it.
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball. This one hit toward the gap. And it's going to be a single. So cut off nicely by Mike Livesey. But Jace Johnson has 5 hits. Here's a fun stat for you. There have been 2 hits by POs tonight, and the 2 of the other 3 have been by Ike Book. Not something I would have predicted last week by any means. The last hit goes to Carson Schmidt, who's due up now. He's 1 for 2 in the night with a hit by pitch.
A lot of the Mustangs, not familiar faces, are the ones kind of producing tonight.
Bunt by Logan Schmidt. Going to be a tough play for the third baseman. And Carson Schmidt with his 2nd hit of the night. This one via the infield single on a bunt single. Yeah, it's the 2nd infield single of the night.
Well, Bruce needs to be careful here, as this is where things can kind of go south for him. He has 2 runners on, less than 2 outs. In steps Frank Gall, who's been dominant all year long for these Mustangs.
Hoping to turn around here, though, as he's 0 for 3 in the night. 2 pop-ups and a ground out to second. And really, if the War Dogs are able to get out of it, that is a devastating blow for the Mustangs.
Yeah, only 8 outs remaining for these Mustangs.
Not that many to play with. Certainly not a do-or-die situation, but it would be very nice to cut this lead down.
Well, and the War Dogs are aware of how big of a situation this is in this game. And I think that's why this mound meeting is taking a little longer than usual.
So the Mustangs have had 6 hits here tonight as we enter the 7th inning. Looks like someone's getting hot in the Mustangs bullpen. Surprisingly, no one up for the War Dogs. So here's Gall now. Jace Johnson at second, Carson Schmidt at first. First pitch from Bruce. Taken upstairs.
Well, we talked about earlier how the War Dogs not a team that carry a ton of players. They only have 13 guys on their roster. And
one of them a late addition in Ben Bowman. Frank Gall hits us out to first base. Off the glove of Brian Witt. That could be a run. And it is. The Mustangs finally get off of the 0 column in the run column, as it'll be 3-1 War Dogs now in the top of the 7th for Diego de Santiago.
Well, nothing changes here for De Santiago. He's a guy who hasn't had a meaningful at-bat in quite some time, so he has an opportunity to do something for the Mustangs, get them back in this ball game.
De Santiago, the former middle infielder turned pitcher, getting a chance to relive his high school days. This one hit pretty well. Should at least get the job done. The center fielder, Blake Butler, coming in. A strong throw, but a bit up the line. So it's 3-2 Mustangs, thanks to a sac fly by Diego de Santiago.
Well, good news for the War Dogs is they're still leading by 1. Bad news, we've seen the Mustangs do this too many times this year, where they have fell behind early, struggled all game with the offense, and then just found it. They've just flipped a switch randomly in a game, and that's exactly what's going on right here.
You know, at home, the first 6 innings of the ball game, I feel like the run differential is pretty even. Almost 0 for the Mustangs. Frank Gall moving up to second.
Yeah,
but the last 6, between the 6th to the 9th innings for the Mustangs at home, I feel like they're outscoring their opponents by at least 50 runs.
Well, yeah, a team who hasn't lost much at home. You know, they've only lost a couple games here. But yeah, early and on, they haven't been very dominant.
It's going to be a 1-0 count now with the runner on second. Ike Book up. Sean Bruce with 2 earned runs here through 3 2/3. Pickoff move, spaghetti move, gets Frank Gall, who's trying to get a good jump, and he's tagged out. So a crafty move from the pitcher, Sean Bruce. And Ike Book doesn't get a chance to tie this game up. He'll lead off the bottom of the 8th. We go to the top of the 8th now. The score, 3-2 War Dogs. Don't go anywhere on the St. Joseph Mustangs live stream. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium as The Mustangs continue to roll out position players. This time Jordan Black, who we originally thought was going to be playing third base tonight, coming out of the pin here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, they made a last-second lineup adjustment, which brought Jackson Glick in the lineup and sent Jordan Black to the bullpen, I guess.
Well, we talked about guys maybe touching 90. Jordan Black awfully close. 0-1 count now. This is Casey Lee. 2 for 3 in the night with a strikeout. That one fouled off. 0-2. The sleeveless Jordan Black. 0-2 count. Maybe it's the sleeves, the no sleeves. These guys throw a little harder. Both him and Felix bringing it with some heat.
It looks like they opted to go with the sleeveless unis tonight, just for the heck of it.
Might as well. That one grounded. Jaden Little, the third baseman, taking it. And he makes the play. I wasn't sure he was going to have a shot there, but Casey Lee not the fastest of the bunch, and it's 1 out now in the top of the 8th.
Well, you're taught as a third baseman to get anything you can, and that's exactly what Little did right there. Went all the way to his left, but still in a really good play.
That's going to turn the lineup over for Ruger Beck. He is 1 for 3 on the night with a walk and an RBI. Black with a fastball missing away. Next pitch from Jordan Black. Fastball also misses away. That one a little bit closer. Dom Felix, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and giving up a hit, but no runs. He pitched 2 innings. So 2-1 count now. Next pitch from Jordan Black. Misses outside, so Ruger Beck ahead in the count 3-1.
Black did a nice job getting ahead with his first batter. Not so much right here.
Beck going to take upstairs, so another walk. Beck's second as many plate appearances. And now it'll be Blake Butler with a chance with the guy at first. Butler 1 for 4 with a single. Also has struck out once tonight. Shows bunt, pitch taken outside, and that might be the first one where we would disagree. He's been pretty consistent, the home plate umpire, but not getting the call there is Jordan Black. That one might be some firewood. Ground out to short. He's going to take it himself. And Carson Schmidt turns the double play.
Beautiful play from Schmidt.
So the Mustangs get out of it. Jordan Black with a successful first inning, making his pitching debut. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-2 ball game. See if the Mustangs can take over. Welcome back to the friendly confines of Phil Welch Stadium. Ike Book has reached base all 3 times, and he's set to face the new arm, Josh Soski, who is DHing tonight and already has a couple hits. Now let's see what the former professional baseball player can do on the mound.
Yeah, Soski played professionally as a hitter. We saw that so far throughout the game.
This one lined up the middle and past Casey Lee at second. So Ike Book with his 3rd hit of the ball game.
Ike Book hasn't been in the lineup a lot as of late, but tonight showing why he should get some more playing time.
He's been hurt, Charlie, but definitely a good way to be welcomed back. Here's Easton Bruce now. This one in the dirt. Good block there by Rugerbeck. Final stat line for Sean Bruce, the pitcher for the War Dogs. 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned 2 walks and only 1 strikeout, but has preserved the lead and is in line for the win. Shall they hold on? That one fouled off. It'll be a 1-1 count.
Yeah, I really think had Ike Book been healthy all year, he would have been one of the main bats we showcased, as the Mustangs.
Here's the 1-1. That one in the dirt. 2-1. But I have liked what I've seen from Ike Book. I'm curious to see how he plays defense because we never really saw that yet. But for sure, in the hitting department, has looked really good. Here's the 2-1. Jososki trying to shut the door. That one misses outside. So not what you want to see coming out of the pen. He's given up a walk, and now is behind 3-1 on the Mustangs' 5-hitter, Easton Bruce. This one hit in the outfield. Butler and Livesey, but it's Livesey, the right fielder, taking over, and it's 1 out now in the bottom of the 8th. Jaden Little now, hitless tonight. 0 for 3, had a fielder's choice in the 4th, popped up and grounded back to the pitcher. Little takes a pitch off the inside corner for a ball.
Little's played solid defense all night. Wait for him to heat up at the plate, though.
Here's the 1-0 to Jaden Little. There goes Book. And even a good throw would not have gotten the speedy Ike Book. So he works his way into scoring position, and the tying run just 180 feet away now.
That's a big stolen base for Ike Book. And you said it yourself, the scoring run, or the tying run, moves up 90 feet.
So a hit should do it here. As here's Jaden Little's 2-0 offering. Taken upstairs. Soski a little wild here.
Well, he's wild, but he's yet to walk a guy. So he's found a way in the zone when it matters most. Well, there's the walk.
So 1st and 2nd now. Jackson Glick going to get a chance with 2 guys on. He is also 0 for 3. But a hit here would make up for all of that. First pitch from Soski. Fastball on the outside corner in there for a strike.
Well, this game can change dramatically with just 1 swing from Glick right here. The War Dogs, who have been leading all night, could be down to their final 3 outs all of a sudden if Glick's able to come through.
Here's the 0-1. Glick, big swing, but fouled off to the left.
That was one of those where it was hit well, but well foul.
Well said. So Glick down 0-2. Soski looking for a put-away pitch. Hasn't been ahead in the count yet this inning. Let's see what he goes to here. Fastball. Line through the 5-6 hole. Ike Book going to be waved home. Going to third is Jaden Little. and he'll make it. The throw's cut off, so the Mustangs have tied it here. The bottom of the 8th have scored 3 runs in the last 2 innings and aren't done yet.
Beautiful, beautiful job there from Jackson Glick. Sosky not throwing too hard. It can be easy to try and pull a home run, fly way open. Instead, Glick stays close, drives the ball, like you said, right through that 5-6 hole, ties this game up for the Mustangs. Great job from Jackson Glick.
So now it'll be Truman Bodenhausen. Quick mound meet for the War Dogs. Might have the chance. Charlie, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule.
Well, upcoming, it's going to be a lot of the same. The next 3 games, all against the Crop Dusters. The 12th and the 13th here at St. Joe. Those games will be brought to you right here on the Mustangs live stream. And then they have 2 days off, and they travel to Des Moines where they take on the Crop Dusters. And that'll be on the Peak Prospects Mixler. That's a radio broadcast. But yeah, a lot of Crop Dusters. They finished off with the Bombers back at home on the 16th. Or excuse me, that's on the road in Sedalia.
The Crop Dusters, if you're looking at the standings, aren't a bad team to be playing right now, but they have climbed a bit. They've won, I believe, 3 of their last 4. This one grounded back to the pitcher, Sosky. He's going to go to second. Miscommunication, and the Mustangs are going to take the lead. Sosky not happy as both guys were covering. And while it could have been an inning-ending double play, it is now 4-3 Mustangs.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge mental mistake for the War Dogs. They just have to communicate better. Sometimes those ground balls to the pitchers, typically the shortstop takes, unless otherwise noted. Right there, second baseman for the Crop Dusters just kind of got in the way.
So Jace Johnson, the PO, going to have a chance to extend this Mustangs lead. First pitch, inside corner, called a strike. Truman Bodenhausen will get the RBI on the fielder's choice. Here's the next pitch from Sosky. There goes Bodenhausen, and Jace Johnson with his second single. And another run for the Mustangs. 5-3 is your score.
Yeah, have a day. Chase Johnson came in with the ERA lead for the Mustangs. Now has 2 hits and an RBI.
Coming in to score was Jackson Glick. And Truman Bodenhausen at third with Jace Johnson at first for Carson Schmidt. Sosky's first pitch downstairs. Jace Johnson delay steal and going to take it without a throw. Really disastrous last couple of innings for the War Dogs.
Yeah, this has been the story of the season at home for these Mustangs. The War Dogs no different from everyone else, where they get to the late innings and it falls apart, and it falls apart fast.
Here's the 1-1. Gets Schmidt fishing. Might have taken some off of that. It'll be 1-2.
And now the War Dogs are in a position where they haven't scored since the second inning, so they're not exactly feeling it offensively.
Here's the 1-2. Pitch just down. Now I wonder if they're going to roll out Jordan Black to close this off, or you think they're going to go another arm?
Well, there is an arm up in the bullpen, so it'll be interesting to see if they go with him or, yeah, if they stick with Jordan Black.
2-2 count. Good block, saves a run as Ruger back, so it'll be full to Carson Schmidt. The next pitch to Schmidt. Broken bat, line drive caught by the shortstop R.J. Vaughn, so a good play and an expensive out for Carson Schmidt.
Yeah, that's never a good feeling when you break a bat on a somewhat hard-hit ball and it still doesn't fall. But Tyler, in the bullpen, you might be excited. Mason Holton.
So between Dom Felix, Jordan Black, and Mason Holton, we probably got 3 guys that throw hard. Gall going to line this one, but a great play at first by Brian Witt. Not before The Mustangs strike for 3.
Yeah, he's been showing great defense at first base all night. That's no different. Great reaction time. Able to go up, snag that. It's a big out. It keeps this game at just 2 runs.
And really, it could have been a lot less if that ball that looked to be a surefire double play wasn't mishandled at second base. But it's 5-3 Mustangs. Mason Holton looking to rack up his first save of the year and his first pitching appearance of the year. Don't go anywhere on the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast. Welcome back to the friendly confines of Phil Welch Stadium. 5-3 War Dogs. Excuse me, 5-3 Mustangs. The War Dogs have led all night. The Mustangs, with 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th, have now overtaken the lead. Mason Holton with a chance to close it out. A couple score updates for you. The Mudcats and Renegades are still tied at 7. We'll have to update that if we get to the bottom of the 9th. Hopefully we don't. But it's 7-7 now, top of the 8th. The Sedalia Bombers with a walk-off against the Nevada Griffins. Will Munich triple to right field. And they ended up winning 4-3. 0-1 count now to Brian Witt, the first baseman who's had a tremendous glove over there. As bat has not been the same. He's 0 for 4 now and behind 0-2 on Mason Holt.
He's behind in the count, and he's about a day and a half late on that pitch right there. He needs to quicken up, get that foot down, swing a little earlier if he wants to make contact.
Holton, a little pause in his delivery. Good fight. It'll still be 0-2. Brian Witt digs in to face Mason Holton's 0-2. Pitch off the plate. 1-2 count now. Can we get this home plate umpire for every Mink League game?
Yeah, these umpires tonight, they travel with the team, or at least the organization does.
Strike 3. Brian Witt goes reaching. And Mason Holton, in his first Mink League start, or first Mink League pitching appearance, gets a strikeout.
But yeah, the umpires have been really good tonight. They really have been.
And that's saying a lot coming from 2 baseball players, because we normally complain about calls left and right. RJ Vaughn checks in. 0 for 2 with a couple walks. As that first pitch misses high. Next pitch from Holton. Fastball by you. R.J. Vaughn a little late on that one as well. Here's the next pitch to R.J. Vaughn. Fastball. Got him again.
Tyler, earlier in the game, you talked about you wanted to see Mason Holton pitch because you thought he would be up in the 90s, and it's hard to tell exactly how hard he's throwing from here, but he is definitely bringing it.
Him, Jordan Black, and Dom Felix, all guys who probably throw over 85. I think it's just a testament of how much harder. I think both Black and Holton could be sniffing the 90 mark. 1-2 count to the War Dogs cleanup hitter. Breaking ball. Got him. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Mason Holton. And the Mustangs 1 out away from a gritty win here tonight.
Yeah, Holton coming out of the pen, different than the others. Everyone else kind of found ways to get outs, but not a lot of strikeouts. Holton, strictly business tonight.
Very efficient thus far as well. So last man standing between the end of this game for the Mustangs is Jacob Van Eck, and he takes a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. Holton just 1 ball so far tonight. Next pitch from the primary shortstop. Breaking ball in there for strike 2.
Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing out of Mason Holton tonight. I know, obviously, a position player, it's a light kind of appearance for him, but he's locked in.
0-2 count. Mason Holton with a setup pitch. 1-2 count now to Jacob Van Eck. Trying to strike out the side is Holton.
It would
Mustangs
be electric.
trail 3-0. They've come back now. It's 5-3. 1-2. Outside. Fans complaining about the strike zone on that one. I don't really think that was a strike to anybody.
It did bounce.
Fastball swung on and missed. Mason Holton strikes out the side and earns his first save in his first appearance this year. Earning the win is Jordan Black as he came in the 8th inning, and the Mustangs put up 5 runs in the 7th and 8th innings combined.
Yeah, I think I need to see some more of Mason Holton on the year. He looked absolutely disgusting in relief tonight.
So it's a 5-3 Mustangs win. Don't go anywhere for the postgame show. Tyler and Charlie Marshall, we there to break it down for you. Welcome to the Mustangs post-game show. Tyler Mundo joined alongside Charlie Marshall. First things first, thank you for the U.S. War Dogs for continuing their tour here at Phil Welch. It was an absolute honor to host you guys. And in terms of the baseball, really a much better game than we anticipated. 5-3 is your final score. Charlie, what did you see out there, first from the War Dogs, to start out this ballgame?
Well, coming in, it was hard to have real expectations for what to expect. We obviously have seen the Mustangs play all year right here, but the War Dogs, not a lot online about them, not a lot, we can't find a ton on it, so we weren't sure what to expect. Just knew it was a lot of Army veterans coming in, military veterans, and they put on a show tonight. They played good. They jumped out early. The bats were alive early on. They only had one inning, but it was a big inning. They scored 3 runs. They held that lead all night, and they fell victim to everyone else comes here at Phil Welch that just could not survive late in the game.
Yeah, so start with Ben Bowman, our intern who has active military family, shut them out for 3 innings, and then Sean Bruce. Excuse me, I was thinking Easton Bruce. Sean Bruce comes in and throws 3 more scoreless innings before giving up a couple in the 7th. So did a great job of holding the Mustangs to only 2 runs through 7, and then they were able to push through with 3. Story of the night was Ike Book making his first start at home. As you can hear him getting the player of the game honors right now. But, Charlie, what did you see from Ike Book and the rest of the Mustangs?
Well, he's been banged up all year, and a player where we wondered when he was going to be able to make his return because he looked so good to start the year. He played at Nevada in his last game, so his first game back was on the road. But his first game back at Phil Welch was a memorable one. 3 hits, RBI, like you mentioned, just big-time performance from Ike Book tonight, and he willed this team to the comeback.
Yeah, really, without Ike Book, I don't think we'd be talking about a Mustangs win here tonight. That being said, 5-3 win. We have the Crop Dusters tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We'll be on the call. That's Tyler Mundo and Charlie Marshall saying goodbye here from Phil Welch. And to the War Dogs and all the other military veterans, thank you for your service.
Thank you, guys.